All right, so we were. Let's try it again. Without the background feedback, we were following the Dallas Love Field Airport shooting yesterday, so they're having an official press conference about it now. So I just wanted to post that, and we can watch that together. So here it is.
All right, good afternoon. I'm going to start off the same way I did yesterday by saying that this investigation is still active with multiple agencies involved. And as we learn more, information may and often does change. But I'm here today to update you on our investigation to this point and what we know as of this afternoon. Today, I'm joined by FBI Dallas Special Agent in Charge, Matt DeSerno. Yesterday, July 25th, at 10:57, Portia Udufua, 37 years old, arrived at Love Field Airport and exited a red Kia sedan. The preliminary investigation shows Odufua entered the terminal and walked into the restroom. About 5 minutes later, the suspect left the restroom wearing a black hoodie with the hood over her head and her hands in her front pockets. The suspect walked from the bathroom to the Southwest Airlines ticketing area and says she has an announcement to make. Witnesses say Udufua started to ramble, talking about a marriage, incarceration, and that she was going to blow up the airport, and then pulls a handgun from her sweatshirt. At 11:06, she pointed the gun towards the ceiling and fired multiple rounds. Officer Ronald Cronin, a 15-year veteran of the Dallas Police Department, was in the immediate area and engaged Ms. Udufua, giving verbal commands to drop the weapon. At 11:06 and 50 seconds, Udufua pointed her gun at Officer Cronin and an innocent bystander. At 11:06 and 51 seconds, Officer Cronin took cover behind a ticket kiosk and fired his department-issued weapon. Under investigation, as is the motive for the shooting. The Dallas Police Special Investigations Unit is investigating the incident. The Dallas County District Attorney also responded and is conducting an independent investigation. I want to acknowledge the employees of Left Field, Southwest Ticket, and the dozens of innocent bystanders immediately impacted by this incident, and to the many more at our airport.
What if you could create the tools you need for work yourself? With Monday.com Work OS, you can
FSAC, Jeff Boshek, and our other federal partners for their assistance and our continued and necessary partnership. I also want to commend all responding officers at Left Field. Now, before we show you the surveillance and body cam video from yesterday, I need to address Officer Cronin and his actions. As a police department, we do what we can to prepare as we can for all scenarios that are possible in calls, to prepare our officers, but also for the safety of the people we protect. Of course, each response is different, each call is different, but the response should always be the same: swift, smart, and engage the threat. Lives depend on that quick decision. I can't teach bravery or courage. We can do all the training in the world to prepare for these type of events, but what it comes down to in the end is sheer bravery and courage. I've said time and time again to our men and women and to our recruits that we need to be both guardian as well as warrior. What you're about to see depicts a great illustration of what it means to be both. In situations like the one we had at left field yesterday, our men and women must also be warriors. That is what Officer Cronin was. He didn't hesitate in engaging, managing to give commands to potential victims, attempting to guide them to safety, even after being involved in the most traumatic scenario of our beloved profession. I know his actions saved lives and prevented more injuries.
I can't imagine what I would do if I was in the airport, boy. I probably would have broke my ankles running. Poor kids trying to hide behind whatever that thing is there. That's crazy. So is it just me, or does it seem like lately shooting up random places is just like the thing to do? Churches, schools, now airports, grocery stores. Just is that the thing to do now? The new it thing, especially when the place you're shooting up has absolutely nothing to do with you. Yeah, hot as it is, anybody wearing a hoodie in public is suspect. I definitely will, because you said you wanted me to do that one guy's story. What was that guy's name again? Your neighbor that you said you wanted me to do a story about. I wrote it down, but I can't really find anything right now, especially if it has to do with paper or notebooks, because my G babies think every notebook that they see belongs to them.
All right, so with that, we'll open up questions. That just happens to be the, if you look at the officer's actions, if you look at what that officer had to do with regards to, quite frankly, shooting over some people, trying to get a line of sight, as you can see him kind of trying to find the perfect angle to get a shot at him as quickly as he did. The goal is to neutralize the threat. You know what? You have to shoot and stop the threat. You shoot where he shot. It just happens to be that's there, but obviously him moving, him looking for cover, that's just where the round went. How many shots was she shot? How many shots? We believe she shot. She had 5 rounds. She had 5 rounds left. I think I read that. Hold on. She fired 3 times in the air. The officer shot, I believe, 8 or 9 times and hit her multiple times.
Did the officer know something she was suspicious? Because it seemed like that her video was kind of watching her.
Yeah, you know, obviously.
All
we'll get
right,
more
I got
information
that.
from the officer. We'll get more specific information. But I'll say that the fact that she went into the bathroom, came back out, had tied her hoodie a little bit tighter, and then she started walking around the kiosks, and that somehow drew the attention of the officer. And then obviously she made those statements, which obviously drew the officer's attention even more.
I will start looking up that tonight.
We're investigating where the origin of the firearm that she had was, but what we can tell you right now, we're working with FBI and ATF to ascertain that, but it wasn't hers. It was not registered to her. Obviously, she got it from somebody else, but we're trying to figure out precisely where the origin of that firearm came from. Again, we're looking into where that weapon came from, but ultimately, again, she was prohibited and got a firearm from somebody. She was out of surgery and she's stable. We'll take care of that. We'll take care of that specific after.
If she was investigated and arrested for a bank robbery, was she investigated by the FBI? Was that ever a federal case?
So she was arrested for bank robbery in Wiley Police by the Wiley Police Department. We did not learn of that bank robbery. We were never notified about the bank robbery, and then that charge was ultimately dismissed.
She just a gangster.
No, I don't.
Robbing banks, shooting up airports.
We're still investigating. We're not. I don't think we've figured out exactly all the ins and outs of where she's at. I don't believe we have as of yet.
Have you been able to discern the motive?
No, not yet. Again,
Joe.
we haven't yet. But when we start talking to people that know her and other things, we may be able to get a motive from at that point. But as of now, again, we're not that far yet.
Did the Uber driver mention anything about her mental state or?
You know what? I believe he thought something was peculiar, but nothing specific. But again, Uber driver, dropping somebody off. I mean, that's.
For all the officers, are they stationed in Luffield? Is that the regular week?
Most of them, yes. We do have some overtime officers that work there, but most of them are stationed there. Yes.
Where were those other officers located? The ones that came in to support the fight? There's one out the Sea Park garage.
Yeah, they're all throughout the terminal. They're all placed throughout. Specifically, we don't really know specifically where they were, but they all came from throughout the airport. You know what? We haven't gotten that far yet with regards to that. It looks like he's doing something with his radio, but we haven't gotten that far yet. It happened so incredibly quickly. Obviously, he had the wherewithal, frame of mind to be able to put things out after it happened, to get officers in. As you saw, he's trying to get people to safety and things of that nature. But it was a great. I mean, I can't say enough about the coordinated response. I'm very proud of the men and women.
Is it kind of a macro question? Is it like an outlier for someone with their mental health history and record and so forth? Is it surprising that someone like that can find their way to a weapon? Or typically how common that is? You mentioned that she should have been in a position where she was. How common that is?
Well, I'll say this. I mean, you may be prohibited from possessing a weapon, but that doesn't stop people from possessing them. So it's not rare. It's not odd in a line of work. It happens all the time. It happens many times. So it's not odd that someone prohibited was in possession of a firearm. No, that's not odd. The one that you saw in the video is from the officer. I've spoken to him briefly. He's doing okay. He's okay. Obviously, later on when he sees all the video and everything else, I think I'm sure it'll come back to him. But he's doing well. No. But I will tell you all this. I'm very proud of him. That may have been along the lines of what I said to him.
Imagine any plans in the future for the officer that would give him some special recognition perhaps?
If it was appropriate, I would have given that officer a medal right here in front of you all today. I'm sure that time will come.
Can you talk about the need to clear the terminal and the other spaces in the airport following it seemed like it seems secured?
Well, we have to work closely with left field. We have to work closely with TSA. When those things happen, obviously they're taken very seriously. We don't know if it's a single shooter. Oftentimes these type of incidents that could be terrorist acts or acting in concert with others. So it's incredibly important that everything's secure so that you can assure our community that it's safe to go back in. Obviously, motives is incredibly important, I think, for both of us. Incredibly important where she got the gun. is incredibly important as well. Mostly I really just, we need to know the why, and then go back and really, we got to follow that gun and see where it came from and see what the origin of that is. Okay, thank you.
I'm actually glad that this turned out to be just one person, because this might help to prevent a terrorist act. Can you imagine if this was an actual terrorist act and there were multiple shooters who had managed to get into that airport with guns? This would have been such a horrible mass shooting. But I think I'm not glad that she came in and shot up the place. I'm glad nobody got hurt. I'm glad she's getting mental or psychological help that she needs, or medical help, or going to jail, or however that plays out. But I'm glad she did it in a way because it pointed out a flaw in the system, and it's a flaw in the system that can be fixed and can possibly save a lot of lives in the future. That's the number if you ever need to call me. Sometimes I miss calls because, as you can hear in the background, the G babies have me tied up. But if I ever miss a call, I'll always call right back as soon as I can. Could have. I'm just talking and didn't even have the mic on. I just I've been talking away, but yeah, I think we are going to see a change in the way TSA and airport security operates, and I think we're going to see that fairly quickly. I don't think it's going to be one of those things where it drags out for months. I'm thinking over the next 2 weeks or so, we're going to see where you have to go through TSA before you even set foot on the first tile inside the airport. So they're probably going to end up uh, shuffling everything very quickly over the next few days from wherever the TSA point is now to the front doors of the airport, or whatever entrances and exits. And I see them hardening entrances and exits that aren't publicly accessible, but that public could get to if they really tried to. The employee only doors and different ways in and out from the tarmac to the airport or whatever. So I see a lot of change coming real soon from this. Okay, call me definitely. Um, I am going to get off of here for now. I just wanted to bring that quick update since we covered this yesterday. and I will be doing a little bit more research on some cases. Don't forget to join me tonight. Me and Lighting the Way Home for the Vanished, formerly known as PJ's Journey to Change, are going to be digging into a Manchester, Connecticut case that oh no, not again. It's to say it was just an update from yesterday's shooting because they had a press conference where he gave a little bit more information. Okay, that'll work, Tammy. But yeah, see y'all tonight at 7 because we had to delay it last night. I was extremely tired. I had physical therapy yesterday, and I was absolutely just exhausted. So we're gonna do that tonight at 7. We're gonna be digging into a Connecticut Manchester missing persons case that I think you're gonna find extremely interesting. It's really got some good stuff in it. That really makes you scratch your head. So I will see y'all at 7 Central Standard Time or Central Daylight Time. Bye.